Hi, I'm Shawna Haider, and I teach math, and I wanted to share a little bit about how I've become involved with OER. And I worked very hard to get a really good course put together, and it utilized the current publisher textbook that was adopted for our course, and it also utilized some online homework software that they had. And as I started teaching that course, I heard back from students that it cost them $370 to buy the textbook and the software for the course. And I was appalled. I thought, wow, that is a steep price tag. I started learning more and more about OER and the licensing and the remixing, repurposing ideas, and I got hooked. I thought, if I can take something and someone has given me a good start and I can tweak it a little bit to get it like I want it in my pet little ways that I like to say things, then I really wanted to do that. I heard that OpenStax was working on a calculus book, and so I actually contacted them, told them I was interested in what they were doing, and they got back with me and I got a resume and so forth. And anyway, I've been a reviewer on the OER calculus book that they are putting together, and I'm really excited about it. It's supposed to be the end of this year. Haven't seen the final, I've only seen chapters that I have reviewed, but I'm really pleased with that. In math, we've been completely driven by the publisher's publishing cycle, and every 3 years they come out with a new edition because that's how they make their money. And often those new editions have very little changed in the content because math has stayed pretty much the same. They will change some exercises. They always change the exercise, at least the order of the exercise. Sometimes they'll update things slightly in the exercises so that it's pretty hard for a student to try and use the older edition, and they're pretty much forced to buy a new edition. And faculty don't like this either. We kind of have to redo and figure things out every time the publisher tells us they're not publishing another edition and we'll need to change. And so one of the things I really like about OER is we can get all of our things in place like we like it, and no one is forcing us to change, and the changes we make are improvements that we determine along the way. We've got that solid foundational thing, and as we teach, if we think I want this thing just a little bit different, we can go in and change that thing a little bit differently, and we don't have to completely throw it out and start over every 3 years. The online homework systems from the publishers are quite expensive. They're nice, but they're a lot of money. So I've been using an OER MyOpenMath software for homework. I've incorporated that in these online calculus courses, and it's working well. It may not be quite as glitzy, but it's very solid. The students like it, and the price is right. One of the kind of neat things about this is when you break the news to students that there's no cost for the course. And if you take a course like calculus that was $370, and now I had a student sending me an email about a week before, so he hadn't seen the good news yet, and he basically said, you know, I was wondering about the textbook and whatever, and I basically sent back and said, I'm incorporating open educational resources. There will be no cost for a textbook. There will be no cost for software. And he sent back and he said, no cost for textbook, no cost for software? No way, this is going to be the best semester ever. And he was excited. It's fun because a lot of students have expressed to me they're usually on a pretty tight budget, and they're already dreading finding the price tag for that book. I'm totally delighted to see quality materials at no cost.